short-winged speculum.
And I just started.
Okay. First thing we're going to do is place the short-winged speculum in the posterior aspect of the vagina. And then we're going to use one of our medium joints in order to visualize the cervix. Can I have an Alice? I'm going to grab the posterior aspect of the cervix with an Alice clamp and elevate, so we get a good visualization of the posterior wall. We did an ultrasound in the office to visualize, to make sure that there was space in the posterior, in the pouch of Douglas. Can I have another Alice, please? I placed a second Alice clamp just below the cervix, about 1 centimeter below the verge. And then I would place a second one here to access the pouch of Douglas. I'm going to inject 1% lidocaine solution with epinephrine into the posterior vaginal epithelium. Third Mayos. And we'll make our posterior colpotomy. And we enter the posterior pouch of Douglas here. And a stretch so we have a nice wide space in order to be able to access that area. Can I get a ovicle pop-off, please? I do a technique where I tag 4 corners of the peritoneum to hold them into place. We can open up the vNOTES platform.
With the buoyant?
With the buoyant, yep. And this just holds the peritoneum to the vaginal epithelium. Suture scissors. Oh, shoot. Can I get another pair of suture? Do you have another suture scissors? Go back, not protected. Scissors of some sort. I won't drop these, I promise. Another ovicle pop-off. And tagging the 4 corners of the peritoneum just to allow for better access.
Take a straight,
You don't.
straight Kelly. Or Kelly, doesn't matter. Thank you.
And one more ovicle pop-off, please. And can I see a Browns? Can you take that out, please? Another Kelly. Can I get the long joint, please? So we have access into the posterior cul-de-sac there. Okay. So now, if you wouldn't mind, I'm going to have you film here. So
Do you
next
want me to
is-
continue filming?
Yes, please. If you could turn this way, though. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to set up our vNOTES platform for the gel point. So we have 4 trocars. We place them at 10, 2, and 6. And since we have access with the 4th one, I always just put this in the middle in case I need something else just to help out. So I get the platform set up like this. The next part, we're going to put a uterine manipulator to help out with the procedure. So again, for the vNOTES platform, you can do it a couple different ways, but I hold it down and I insert the ring into the trocar. All right, like this is our setup. And then we're going to go ahead and insert this in the posterior cul-de-sac. And once we have those in place, we'll go ahead and we'll tighten the ring. And so we have it in the posterior vagina, and we can see our posterior cul-de-sac like we need to with our uterine manipulator. Now we'll go ahead and place the gel port on top. I don't use the guide. I don't feel like you need to most of the time. And now we're ready to start the tubal ligation.
The camera's been inserted into the abdomen with good visualization of the ovaries and fallopian tubes. The Hulka manipulator is on the right side of the gel port, which allows elevation of the left fallopian tube and ovary. The fallopian tube will be grasped with the atraumatic grasper, and you can follow the fallopian tube to its insertion point in the cornua. We always inspect the upper abdomen also. As earlier you could see the liver and the falciform ligament. Once the fallopian tube is grasped, it's brought to the midline so the mesosalpinx can easily be visualized. The bipolar cautery device is then used to grasp the mesosalpinx and will be activated and cut until the fallopian tube is freed to the level at the uterine cornua. Once the cornua is reached, the tube is transected and immediately passed off the operative field. At this point, the Hulka uterine manipulator will then be moved from the right aspect to the left, being brought over the top of the gel port. This allows for elevation of the right tube and ovary so that they're able to be better visualized, and also brought anteriorly, which allows for more distance to the posterior pelvic structures. In a similar manner, the tube will be grasped and elevated, the mesosalpinx will be identified, and the bipolar cautery device will be used to transect the mesosalpinx until the cornua's reach period. I will apologize, the video is truncated at the end, and the transection and being removed from the operative field is not seen on this side. However, at the very end, there's a short clip showing that with visualization, there's good hemostasis on both sides. And then the vaginal cuff is closed.
I just started it.
Okay, and as you can see, just this is our vaginal cuff. We have all the sides tagged. So now all we do is a running lock suture of the posterior aspect to make sure we have hemostasis. So you can stop.
Okay.